We're here at the Museum of American Fencing, and I wanted to show you some of the things that were recent for us, plus some of the older items that have been here. Now, just recently, Jason Rogers is a part of the saber team that won the silver at the Beijing Games, and you can see there's his uniform from the '04 Games. Here is his warm-up suit and some medals. The warm-up suit is from the '08 Games, you can see. And Jason has also added some more memorabilia, more shoes, warm-up suits, shorts, hats, all kinds of donation from Jason from the '08 and the '04 Games. We also got a donation from Daniel Kostin. Daniel was the national coach for Romania. He was the national champion of Romania, and then he came to Westside Fencing Center in Los Angeles, trained Jason, and has been on the U.S. team. And there is Daniel Kostin's warm-up suit from the World Championships for the Romanian team in 1991. So we thank Daniel Kostin for that donation. So here you see basically a lot of saber stuff here. Keith Smarts-LeMay, you can see there with Hall of Famer Yuri Gelman. And so this is a lot of saber stuff. What I want to update is from our great donation from the family of Jan Armory. I bought a special case for her, and I have all these certificates of hers. I had them framed. And then we have more stuff in here, all on Jan Armory. How are you, Doug?
All right, how's it going?
Thank you.
There you go.
How are you? So in here, more stuff from Jan Armory. So I'm very happy that her family's giving me this stuff. And you might say, why is that Stage magazine there from December 1935? And as I've said in previous interviews, that Jan got into fencing because her father was the manager of the Max Reinhardt theatrical group. Well, Max Reinhardt is highlighted with Max's wife in this magazine. Beautiful magazine. Let's see where it is in here, if I can find it quickly. There is Max Reinhardt's mother, and here is Max Reinhardt. So Jan Armory actually ended up in fencing because of her father working with theater, which led them to the Falcon Studios. So that's more stuff on her. And here's a beautiful sculpture by Peter Schifrin. He made the Olympic team. He was trained by Ted Katzoff. And Peter did this beautiful portrait of Vinnie Bradford, who was the national champion in épée and foil, Olympian, and just a major Hall of Fame star. Now, as we go along here, here's a recent donation from Olympian and Hall of Famer George Mason. His toiletries bag and his hat from the Munich Olympics in 1972. As we go along here, we have a wonderful donation from the Mackler family. The Mackler family. Dr. Paul Mackler, Olympian, president of the U.S. Fencing Association. The two sons, Brooke Mackler and Todd Mackler. Brooke Mackler, a star, won the Martini and Rossi, the NCAAs. Todd Mackler won the NCAAs in épée and then made the Olympic team in saber. Or was it he made the one of the other? He actually won the NCAAs and made the Olympic team in two different weapons. This beautiful pewter tray was donated by Todd Mackler on behalf of his father, Paul Mackler. So we thank the Mackler family. Here's a picture of the '64 Olympic team in a restaurant in Tokyo in 1964. Now over here, of course, we have the most awarded fencer in history, Leo Nunes, and Leo holding the trophy for the first Metropolitan Championships. Here is the trophy. I couldn't have afforded this trophy when it was offered to me by an art collector in San Francisco, I'm sorry. But luckily, Dr. Phillips, a gastrointestinal specialist in Shreveport, lent me the money, and I paid him back over a year. So I thank Dr. Phillips for allowing me to buy this beautiful trophy that was purchased in 1931 from B. Altman and Company across from the Empire State Building. First Metropolitan Saber Championships. Here again, Carl Borak and his great coach Mel North, when Carl won the national championships. This is one of his jackets. Carl, of course, is better known nowadays as one of the Olympic team captains, one of our most famous captains. Over here, beautiful stuff from Sean McLean. Sean McLean was the national champion in foil and épée, multiple junior Olympic titles. He has donated his whole scrapbook over here with beautiful articles about Sean's past, as I lose a couple of things there. But we have great stuff on Sean. Oh, I'm losing a lot of stuff, but we'll take care of that in a second. Here's a great picture of Sean and his coach, Pooj. Sean learned defense in Texas, then ended up in Rochester, and then Stanford University. Next up on our little tour, we have, of course, the cups that are on loan here from the U.S. Fencing Association, 1906, 1906, 1920s, 1940s. Here's a picture of Hall of Famer Ralph Faulkner awarding the cup to Polly Krause in 1949. And here is the cup that was awarded to her. It only started in the 1940s, that cup. Here you can see the cup for foil team. This foil team cup was inaugurated in 1906. Here you can see Danny Buchan's on behalf of the New York Fencers Club. And there is Nat Lubell winning the cup. Mike DiCaprilla's holding it. And there's Durnell Every. All Hall of Famers, these three guys. And there's Danny Buchan's. And Danny Buchan's won the award there. New York Fencers Club has won it many times. And here's a picture of Danny's son, Jeff, and the team winning it in 1992. And all these trophies here, and pictures of Lee Shelley holding the trophy, Skip Shirts holding the trophy, so that I'm trying to bring some more pictures here. Here's the famous Samuel T. Shaw down here. Samuel T. Shaw was one of the founders of our organization, and he donated artwork all over New York. And he ran the Grand Union Hotel, a famous hotel on 42nd Street, where he put artwork and sponsored artists. He even was known to, when he lived on West End Avenue, he bought the mansion down the street from him, built a bridge because he needed more room for his artwork. He had to pay the man a lot of money to get the man to move out of his mansion. So Samuel T. Shaw had 2 mansions, donated many medals for fencing, and he was the national champion. You can see them there wearing a blue velvet jacket and pants. Needless to say, he was a very affluent gentleman. Now we come around over here. I think I've already mentioned Johnny Huffman, but we've moved him over here. And then Johnny Huffman was the president of U.S. Fencing, the 6th president. He won 15 national titles. He's a famous physicist, and he also was the Danish national champion. Fenced for the New York AC, as you can see the big foot. And then the great Tibor Nilosh. This is a wonderful obituary of Tibor. It was written by Bobby Bloom. And so we have this beautiful obituary of how Tibor took care of his patients as a physician and how he fenced. He was particularly known for fencing one way in the first round, then upping his game in the second round, and then completely adding new moves he never used before in the third round. Tibor Nilosh. Here's another great picture of Skip Shirts. Up here, we have the great Joe Paczynski, who taught fencing for nothing and always stood in the background of tournaments wearing black, known as the Man in Black. Here we have the great Byron Krieger from Michigan. Byron Krieger was 5 times Michigan State champion in all 3 weapons, made the Olympic team 52 and 56. And you can see that the 52 games, the U.S. team was given bathrobes. Okay, over here, Ed Richards, undefeated, 2-time consecutive national champion. 62 and 63, World Masters champion. And he's coaching in Las Vegas, Nevada. And that's his Masters jacket that he used in Los Angeles and Las Vegas. Over here, Jim Carpenter. And I've shown you his stuff on a previous video, but just in case, here's Jim with his wonderful donation of his Olympic warm-up suit. Then over here, we have George Kolombanovich, and in his referee jacket, and that referee jacket is from the 92 games, and his tie is from the 84 games. Forget that they're not pretty, but they're important historical donations. Okay. Oh, I forgot one thing here. We have a little display case for Liesl Judge, the great coach at Brandeis University for many years. And she coached Carla Mae Richards, who then was Carla Mae Festa in New England. That's that. And then back over here, we have a great donation from Larry Anastasi. Larry Anastasi is the last man to make the Olympic team in foil and épée. 2 weapons, 2-time Olympian, national champion. He learned defense in Philadelphia, Temple University, which is very late in life really, a beautiful technical fencer. We thank him for his donation